Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Christina, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So this video might be all over the place. I just want to say that right now because I really did not plan anything out. I just want to update you guys on my transformation journey and the Becoming Her series. And you know, if you've been watching the channel for a while now, you would have seen that I kind of started this series called the Becoming Her series, and I really just want to give like a 1 month update about how that's all going. And this is going to be very vulnerable, very honest, because I really don't see the point in withholding information. I don't see the point in like fabricating anything. So let's just get into it. So if you recall one of my earlier videos when I started to create a schedule, started to create a vision board or routine, like I had every intention in mind to like follow through with that. Like of course I would, you know? But as the weeks went by, I'm just gonna be honest, I started really strong. Like I think I started too strong for my own good. And what I mean by that is I really went all in. Like even though I said I wanted to do some things for 3 times a week, I would do it 7 days a week just because I don't know, it's something about me where like once I start doing something, if I stop doing it even for like a day, it makes me feel like I'm not being disciplined enough. So I really put a lot of pressure on myself early on to like be really consistent at things, and that's what set me up. I set myself up because honestly I overcommitted to way too many things. I was trying to do yoga like every day. Everything else, like I said, I wanted to wake up at 7. I think I only woke up at 7 maybe twice this month. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, probably twice. But yeah, I just realized that everything that I wanted to do was doable. I just don't think that I gave myself the time to like acclimate to it. Like I really just thought the best way to dive into things would just be to like just start it cold turkey, and I should have known better because I've tried to do stuff like that before and it never works out for me. So I don't know why I thought this would be any different. But anyway, let's just start with the things that I did well this month because I want this to be a reflective type of thing. So the things I did well this month, I definitely think I did well with taking my vitamins. I think I stayed really on top of that wellness regimen. I took my vitamins every day this month. I did my detox every day this month. And you know, if you saw some of my other videos, I said like how great that detox made me feel and how much I really saw it like revitalizing me and re-energizing me. And while that is true, it came to a certain point where it kind of like I stopped seeing that effect. It's not like it made me tired or anything after that. It stopped making me like have that high. Because at first I will say I felt amazing. I felt like I could get out of bed and just go. And then the longer that I was doing it, the more I started feeling like, okay, it's not really affecting me in that way anymore. It just made me feel very level. Like it wasn't making me feel like, you know, super energized, but it wasn't making me feel low energy either, if that makes sense. So I think I just like, I had a kick, you know, like when you start something new and you just like feel like, not the placebo effect, but you just are like, you feel the effects of it and you just are really excited about it. I think that's what happened, and it definitely, like, I still don't regret doing it, and I think I needed to do it still, but it definitely, I felt myself settling back into my normal habits after a while. Because at first I did want to do yoga. I did want to wake up, do yoga, do my gratitude journal, do all that stuff. But then like as the weeks went on, that all kind of started to simmer down. So, but yeah, to make that long story short, that was the one thing that I really did stay consistent with all the way through. I think I'm proud of myself, and I just want to like give myself credit because I'm not saying like this was a terrible month and I didn't do anything that I wanted to do this month. I just think that the thing that I struggled with the most was balance, because as much as I had a schedule and I had a set routine of, oh, I'm gonna do this from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm gonna do this from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. That just was not realistic for me. That's not something that I think works well for my life, just because all the things I'm doing, like I have a 9 to 5. So from 9 to 5, that's blocked off. After that, I do real estate, and so, but that looks different all the time because sometimes I host an open house, sometimes I have to go to the office for that after work. Like there's just always something that changes around that, so it's really hard for me to stick to a set routine. And that goes for content creation as well. Like that's also something I want to be really consistent at. And I realized that I can't really set a day like, okay, I'm gonna do content on Tuesday from 7 to 9, because maybe it's like I didn't have anything planned for that day. I didn't have anything that I wanted to show you guys that day. So I just realized that me trying to make such a structured routine did not really align with the type of life that I have right now. My life is all over the place right now. Like I honestly really just not in the place where I can have a set routine that much. And that leads me to my next point. I really have been struggling with just feeling like I'm not doing enough. Even after I told you guys all the things I'm currently working on, everything that I'm currently doing, I just still feel like I'm falling short in a lot of areas. Because once I set my mind to something, it's really hard for me to like do anything less without me feeling guilty about it. And that's one thing I realized throughout this month is anytime that I said I was gonna do something for content that day and I didn't, I just really beat myself up for it. And I also felt like I was doing the work. And guys, see, I told you at the beginning this was gonna be all over the place. Like, my brain literally is all over the place. I apologize for that. I'm just trying to, like, I'm kind of thinking out loud. But like, I just felt like I was doing a lot of things and I really didn't see anything really come out of it, like, if that makes sense. Like, I posted twice a week throughout the whole month of August. I've been really applying myself to real estate this whole month of August. Like, I really have been doing the things I said I was gonna do, and I just really didn't see any tangible results from it. And I know that things take time, and that's honestly one of the things that I'm honestly realizing about everything, is that things take time. But it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of discouraging when I felt like I was really being consistent, I was really putting in the work, and I wasn't really seeing anything come from my efforts. Like, that was kind of bothering me. So yeah, I was just really struggling this month with feeling like I could have been doing more, feeling like what's missing, like what is not working for me. I'm just glad that I am able to look back on this month and reflect about these things, because this is the first month that I tried to be consistent with a routine. This is the first month that I committed to posting twice a week on YouTube, and the first month that I tried to study every day for one of my certifications that I'm trying to get. So for this next month, I have really been thinking about what I'm gonna take from August and what I'm going to like transfer into September. And I don't think I need to wake up at 7 p.m. That's the first thing, because honestly, I am a night owl, and for some reason I am very productive at nighttime. And one thing I realize is, like, people always say, oh, you have to get the most out of your day, you have to wake up at 5 a.m, you have to wake up at 6, 7 a.m to get the most out of your day. Honestly, that works for people who are morning people. Like, I don't think everything that I hear about productivity and like the things that you really need to do to be productive applies to everybody, because they all have different things that work for us. Like, for me, I will get so much done between the hours of 10 to like 1 a.m. and I'll be able to sleep until 8 or 8:30 and I'll be good. And if that works for me, I should keep doing that, because it's what works. Basically what I'm trying to say is I'm just gonna start tailoring the things that are kind of general productivity tactics, and I'm really gonna start just applying the things that work for me and just keep on messing around with it. And moving on to my next topic, guys, I just want to apologize. Like, I just want to apologize because I know my content is everywhere, but that really goes back to the topic that I was talking about earlier about how I just really felt like nothing was working for my channel. And once again, I know it takes time, I know it takes patience, but I don't know, I just feel like people weren't engaged with what I had to say or what I was showing. I can also be very upfront with myself. I think that is partially because I have not shown up as my most authentic self on the camera, because it's really hard for me to come off as how I am on camera, and that's something that I struggle with for some reason. But I talked to my friend and he was just like, just act like you're talking to me, like, you know, just act like we're on FaceTime. And that honestly helped me a lot, because it's like, you're right, like, why am I putting so much pressure on talking to the camera? So my content has definitely not been reflective of what I've been wanting to show you guys. I really want to show you guys very mundane moments, but I was just thinking, like, who cares about my mundane moments? Like, no one wants to see that. But I just want to show people the day-to-day and like the times that aren't always the most glamorous, because people always highlight the good things. People always highlight the times when they're up and the times when they're, you know, successful. But I'm working towards that, you know, and I want to start showing people the realities of just a day-to-day life. I personally think that that's something that I just think would be beneficial, because maybe someone could resonate with it. Maybe someone could feel like, okay, we're going through the same thing. I'm also working a 9-to-5. I also want to do content. I'm also a real estate agent. I also want to pursue furthering my career. I like seeing somebody who's also doing all those things as well. So I don't know, I just want to start making content, the type of content that I would want to watch. And honestly, the type of content that I would want to watch right now, I think it would be really nice just to have somebody that I could relate to, and just somebody who is real. Like, I just want to be real, and I feel like that was something that I was struggling with, like I just said. But I just want to be real and like show my quirks. Like, I'm not the most politically correct person, like I'm not the most polished person all the time, but like that's the reality of things, and I think most people are naturally not like that. So the fact that I feel like I was trying to come off like extremely polished, extremely politically correct all the time, it just felt like I was showing up as something that was not my authentic self. So yeah, I'm just being completely open and vulnerable about how I've been feeling about everything. That's the one area that I want to improve on coming into September, is just working on showing up as my authentic self, and also just Finding balance. Like balance, like I said, is something that I strongly struggled with, and I think this is just gonna take time. Honestly, I'm gonna start just playing around with it and just seeing what schedule works for me, and just learning as I go. Honestly, like I'm glad that I did what I did in August and made a routine, because I realized that doesn't work for me. At least it doesn't work for me right now. And so whoever's watching this, I don't want anyone to feel discouraged if you try something and it doesn't work. That just means that you tried something out, it didn't work, and now you can try something again. Like that's all that means. It just means you can try something else that might work better for you. Like that's literally it. So I'm not gonna get discouraged. I'm really just gonna try to keep going. Like that, at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing that matters. No matter how difficult and how much I felt like I was a failure this month, I just can't let that, I just can't succumb to that. I just can't succumb to that mindset of I failed, I did not achieve the things I wanted to achieve this month, so I failed. Like I don't think that's how I should look at it. I think one of the biggest takeaways is that it's really me versus me. Like I really realized that as long as every month I'm taking something that I learned and applying it to the next month to be better, that's what I should be doing. That's really the only expectation that I should put on myself, is to be continuously growing and evolving. And I shouldn't put the expectations to have everything figured out on myself. Like I just don't think that's realistic at all. So as we like transition into September just started like a couple days ago. I know I'm late making this video, but anyway, I think the biggest thing that I'm just gonna try to work on is just finding balance. And finding, I don't even want to say a routine anymore, because that just sounds like a lot of structure. Just figuring out how to manage my time and what that looks like for me. And one thing that I'm just really realizing is that it could be really unrealistic, all these like expectations. Like everyone says, oh, like just make a schedule, just be consistent, just do this, just do. But honestly, that sounds good in theory, but executing it is a completely different story. Like people just don't understand. Like they just say things like it's just so easy to do. And this month taught me that. Like August taught me, like as much as I can say exactly step by step how I'm gonna do something, executing it is a completely different story, and it might not always work out. So let's talk about my September goals, because okay, yeah, I'm not gonna say August was, you know, a flop. It wasn't. Learn from it. Good, cute, you know. But September, so the first thing, and this isn't really something like tangible, but I just want to stop putting so much pressure on myself. Like I put so much pressure on myself, and I don't know why I'm like that. I think, is it because I'm the oldest child? I just really need to always put pressure on myself. So that's the first thing I really want to work on, giving myself more grace, and not always thinking like it's the end of the world if I miss one day of doing something, or if I post a video one day late. Like it's not the end of the world. I just need to give myself grace and just make sure I do better next time. But yeah, so that's the first thing. The second thing is that I will be completely honest, throughout the month of August, I just stopped being intentional. Like I just stopped meditating, I stopped doing yoga regularly, I stopped journaling regularly. And that's one thing that I realized during August is something that really grounds me, and it really just provides me with a sense of relaxation and just peace. And so towards like I want to say mid to late August, that whole like end of the month, I just completely stopped doing that. And I realized that I saw myself just getting way more overwhelmed, way more just constantly going. And that led to me feeling burnt out. Like that honestly led to me at the end of the month of August, oh, it was like crazy. Like I truly felt like I could not continue to do what I was doing anymore, because I was just constantly going. And so that's really interesting to me, when I literally see the effects of not giving myself a break, not give yourself time to rest and rejuvenate. Like I really saw that towards the end of the month, because even right now I feel like I still haven't taken a break since mid-August, and I do feel kind of burnt out. I do feel kind of like I'm just trying to go day by day, but it's really been hard because I feel like I have not given myself any breaks. Like every time, guys, I'm gonna just be honest, when I get home from work, I immediately get back into work. I call it work because it's something that I take seriously. So I go into editing a video, I go into planning videos, or I go into doing tasks I need to do for being a real estate agent. Like it's always something. Even after the fact of work, I feel like I'm working overtime. Like I feel like I work 24 hours in a day, and I'll go to bed after I do that and I realize like, wow, I didn't even take time to do something that I enjoy. Like, well, I enjoy doing YouTube. I'm just saying, like, I didn't take time to do something that was relaxing, take time to do something that is getting my mind off of things. Like I would just constantly be going. And so in the month of September, I need to start reincorporating rest. I need to rest more, because it's really easy for me to forget to do that. And that's something that I think is so crucial to like just making sure that you can be consistent. Because one thing I realized is that when I kept on going and just going, I wasn't giving myself the time to pour into myself. Because when you pour into yourself, you're gonna be able to pour into other areas of your life. So like I just had to really realize that like I was overdoing it. So the next thing I want to work on is just being way more patient and just really knowing that things take time. And I know I said that during this video, but I want to actually like act accordingly to that. Like I want to stop feeling like, okay, if something's not working out, I'm doing something wrong, like I just need to do something different. Next thing that I really want to work on in September is being way more patient with myself, because I know that everything that is worthwhile is going to take time. And I just have to stop automatically thinking that just because I don't see any results yet, that no results are gonna come, because that's just not how it works. And it takes consistency, and I think that's why a lot of people just give up so soon, because they fail to realize that it really does take the constant work to really end up seeing the results of your actions. So I also want to work on that. I just really want to start prioritizing the things that really matter in life. And I know all the things that I said, like all the accomplishments that I want to obtain, all the things that I want to work towards are important, but I think the people in my life are more important, just because they've always been there for me. So I just want to start acting accordingly to that. Like I feel like I put like the people in my life on the back burner, and I can be honest, I'm the type of person, like I can go months without talking to somebody, but I really just want to start reprioritizing the people in my life that matter, because I think that's one thing that I kind of did not do a good job at in August. So yeah guys, I really just wanted to make this video because I wanted to be honest about how I was feeling, and I feel like there's still a lot of things that I want to say, but I just don't know how to describe saying it. So I'll probably make it'll probably be in my later vlogs and just describe more stuff. But yeah, I really just wanted to make this video for people who feel like they're just not doing enough, like they're not enough. Because I think we can all get into the habit of feeling like that, especially on social media, when that's really like all we see is people's accomplishments. And it can just make us feel, well, let me not speak for people, but it just makes me feel like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not where I need to be. Just me being really realistic and honest with everybody, and just saying like, yeah, like honestly, it's confusing out here. Like I'm confused. Every day I wake up and not know if I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, or know if I'm on the right path, or know if the things that I'm working towards are even worth me continuing to work towards them. And those are all normal things that people face, and it's just about like navigating that and just realizing, like, I don't know, I just realized that I have to do a lot of deep reflection to make sure that I really am doing the things that I'm called to do. And that's something that I honestly still struggle with. So I just want to be completely upfront and honest with everybody, and I really appreciate everybody's patience with me, because I understand that nobody has to watch me. Like I understand that it's been kind of difficult for people to understand me, and I make that difficult because it's really hard for me to be vulnerable and open up. But that's something that I am truly working towards each and every day, and I really appreciate people who are continuously, you know, following my journey with me, because that means so much to me. Like that really means so much, because you don't have to do that at all. Like if you're still at this video and it's probably like, I don't know how many minutes in, like you do not have to be sitting here listening to me right now. Like you know, like I just am extremely grateful for that and appreciative. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.